Good evening, everybody, and welcome. As you can see, we are now live for PRF1 Performance Racing League's Formula One season opener here in Bahrain. It's going to be a 24-round season. All the dates, the important dates for the season ahead, are in front of you now. We start off with Bahrain. It's a mixed calendar season, but it does start and finish in the Middle East. Bahrain is where we're at tonight. The pain of Bahrain, the insane carnage we're going to see as cars go side by side. And they will finish, of course, in the desert in Abu Dhabi. In between that, from next week, you have Silverstone, followed by the streets of Singapore under the lights. Portugal comes after that, followed by Spa and France. Suzuka, round 7, one of my favourite tracks on the calendar. Mexico, Hungary, Saudi Arabia, that is a dangerous track if I do say so myself, is round 10. And then Canada, followed by Baku in what is a triple header street circuit bonanza. Of course, Montreal based on effectively a street circuit as well. Sort of sandwiched between the two proper street circuits of Saudi Arabia and Baku. After that, we go to the Cathedral of Speed in Monza, followed by China, and then it's Monaco. That's the important date, the 6th of May, when these superstars will head to Monte Carlo. Netherlands comes after that in Zandvoort for round 16, followed by the second Italian Grand Prix in Monza. Oh, so it's Imola round 13, sorry. Monza is round 17, my mistake. And then Sochi in Russia in round 18. Australia is round 19, ahead of Brazil, Spain, the USA and Austria. And then they finish it off on the 8th of July, hopefully just in time for the new game that Cody's will hopefully bring out, glitch-free. Haha, we tell ourselves glitch-free, that's a good one. That will be on the 8th of July in Abu Dhabi. So an entertaining season ahead. Hambo is your reigning champion, of course. He won the season and won the last two races of last season, actually, for here in PRF1. And let's go have a quick look actually at where these drivers are going to be placed with the expected roster we have for the new season. Reigning champion Hambo will be taking over the reins at Mercedes. As he'll be partnered by SF1 Goomba. That is a spicy lineup indeed. Red Bull has Big D and Hunty, another good lineup. It's going to be interesting to see Hambo versus Hunty and Mercedes versus Red Bull. Will we get Hamilton versus Verstappen-esque season there? Ferrari, another strong lineup with PRF1 Danny and Ghost Rider. McLaren, of course, has Master Raven and Mark V54 taking on Team Papaya. Aston Martin, PRF1 Clem, the boss. He is partnered by Master Spread. A very quick driver, of course, is Master Spread. And of course, well, that's not to say PRF1 Clem isn't fast at all, but we do know him more as PRF1 Flem. For those that don't know, I haven't mentioned that for a while. That is his nickname. The Alpine team is formed with Will R DC2 and the Dark Lord. And then we have AlphaTauri with Gazelle, Roadkill and Sky Lemur. Alfa Romeo is ESGR Wraith and Arc 82 Ghost. And then you have the mighty Haas Baby with PRF1 Frozen and the one and only Mike the Legend, who'll be hoping to have a good run at the championship with the likes of Hambo and Hunty up the top end. And then you have the Williams team. Wouldn't it be great to see them bringing back the glory days of old with PRF1 Demon and Rapid Pajala. It is bound to be one hell of a season ahead. I cannot wait to see which of these drivers are going to come out on top. It is a strong looking lineup. It's going to be interesting to see whether Hambo can hold on to his championship that he won last season, or whether or not there's going to be a new crown. Could we see Hunty, Master Spread, like a PRF1 Demon getting revenge perhaps? Maybe PRF1 Clem could win his own league, who knows? There's so many stipulations, it's a long season. There's going to be ups and downs, twists and turns. But it's certainly a rollercoaster journey we are looking forward to. About 5 minutes away from the start of the race. I'll be back with you in a few minutes' time. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, the guys are ready. They have readied up as we prepare for qualifying one, for round one of the brand spanking new PRF1 season. And we've already had one driver disconnect with Willard DC2. Good old Cody's. As always, what do you mean? Oh, you are in for a treat, Greza, as I did this especially for you guys. This is, so at the very start, before we started up, I did a quick little intro because I went through your calendar for the upcoming season, which is this. Shazam! And then I followed that up by going through your expected roster lineup, which is, of course, this bad boy. Boom! Check that shizzle out. But yeah, I went through some of those, but we are going live trackside here in Bahrain as Willard DC2 has managed to get back into the game, which is great to see. So let's have a look, see if anyone's going to blink first and set themselves a lap in Q1. We will have one guy joining during qualifying, so it is a full grid for the season up, which is great to see. A couple of reserves filling in today from what I can see, with Spaffy and Sky Gears, who of course I commentated on towards the end of last season, who was a quick driver. We do have a Red Bull going out first, actually. Is that going to be Mr. Hunty himself? It is indeed Sir Hunty, who's... It's like he's blown his engine as he's come out of there. Good old Honda. But he's going to be our first person then to set a lap in the brand new PRF1 season ahead of us. Of course, this is just his out lap, of course. But we'll watch along in his Daniel Ricciardo themed helmet. Mighty Red Bull hoping to claim the crown this season, steered of course by this man we're on board with now, Hunty, taking the challenge to Hambo and the Mercedes crew. Tricky section of the track this. When we see him going full pelt, it's so easy to lock a wheel if you've not got ABS or run wide off the track. With it being the first lap, we will go on board with Hunty when he starts his lap and just see what it's like to be on board around this fast Bahrain Sakir circuit. Of course, infamously had the Outer Ring Sakir Grand Prix during lockdown, if you remember. Just over a year and a half ago now it was, or just under a year and a half ago, where George Russell was cruelly denied a debut career victory. By first of all a puncture and then a absolute balls up by Mercedes in the pits. But we're on board with Hunty as he comes down to turn one, braking, coming down the gears, misses the apex a bit, but again it's only Q1. Just want to get a lap in, takes quite a bit of curb and on the exit to maximise the track and try and get the car as straight as possible. Easy to run wide here, but he hits the apex beautifully, carries the speed round on the power early. He's heading into the tricky S section. These curbs, of course, are made of ice, thanks to Codemasters on this game, but he navigates the North Pole very well indeed. Around the tight, tricky hairpin, and now we're up to the this hard downhill tight left-hander before the next DRS zone. Oh, it hits it nicely. That's a good sign early on. Got it dialed in, has Hunty in the Red Bull as he opens the DRS, goes up through the gears into the fast final sector of Bahrain. And it's looking like a really good opening lap here for the Red Bull driver. He's going to lay down a marker for the rest to come and chase. Coming around Death Corner. So many cars have died around that fast right-hander. But Hunty is on a mission here. So it's been a very good looking lap so far. And this is only Q1. So like I said, he's dialed in by the looks of it. And he's going to be looking strong for the rest of qualifying. He's going to come across the line. What's the opening lap time going to be? It's going to be a 27.3 for Hunty to start us off with. Wraith is just starting a lap. His teammate Spaffy is actually on a lap. We'll see what he can do. He's gone purple sector 2 according to Codemasters. We'll see what he can manage as he comes down the final straight before the start-finish straight. Round the final corner comes the second Red Bull man. Baffy coming across the line. What can you compare with his teammates? Down to a 27-1 and beats Hunty's time by a tenth and a half. We've got a couple of drivers coming across. Ghost Rider's a 28.2. As Demon does a 27.5. We've got the AlphaTauri of, I think that is Gazelle Roadkill. Oh, who's that? That is Mike V Legend having fun in the mighty Haas. Of course, a big Schumacher fan like myself was always going to drive a Haas, wasn't he, with Mick Schumacher driving it. We have the Mercedes of Goomba, I think, who's on its way. As Wraith has actually died. Where has Wraith died? We've got a... Who's coming round that we can see? Oh, yes. Oh, yeah, he's hit the ice curbs. So Wraith out in qualifying already. So he will play no further part in this qualifying session. Who do we have coming across the line next? We have... I'm going to miss the Haas, so let's go on board with the Red Bull. Hunty is 8 seconds down, so he'll be coming into the pits. Ghost is on an outlap, so we have a blue dot. Of course, the blue dots all look the same on this game, so I'm just going to refer to them as blue dots. It is Demon, who is a tenth and a half up on his lap at the moment. Williams driver, beaten, of course, by Hambo last season. I think it was Demon. It's either Demon or Danny. I get the two D's the wrong way around sometimes. But one of them was beaten to the championship by Hambo last season. Sky Gears has retired, so Sky Gears has lost it as well. Let's go if we can go on board and see who that was. See where he's lost. Ah, yeah, it's Death Corner. Where is he? Oh, he's lost it late into the corner. And now he's saying it's the second person already. Some rust. Rusty. Oh, is it a Red Bull lost it as well? Maybe. No, just going slowly. So 2 cars already out in Q1, yet to set a time, so only most of these guys will probably get through then. As we have Hambo, the champion from last season, yet to go out and set a lap. Goomba has come across 2 tenths quicker than 29.5. Hunty happy with his work. As we have Mike V Legend has lost it on the curb of death. 3 cars have died in Q1. Well, I think Q1's going to be done and dusted pretty soon if they don't keep it on the track. Oh, he's right over there, isn't he? Almost like he's overcorrected it and just died. Just completely died. Hasn't he? So, like I said, if we lose any more, some of these guys can just go out, do the slowest lap possible, and then that's it, as Goober just gets out of the way of Spaffy there. We have... who's that blue dot? Is that Mr. Demon? Demon will be coming in this lap. We have Gazelle Roadkill, who's down on his time. Who have we got? Is Rapid Pajali's not out yet. Dark Law's 6 tenths down at the moment, and he's invalidated. Spaffy, is he gone again? Maybe Goomba. Let's find someone that's on a lap. Who's on a lap? Aston Martin. Clem's about to start a lap, so we might go back to him. Oh, we have another yellow flag somewhere. Oh, it's fine. So Frozen's on a lap. He just needs to let it go, doesn't he? Ha ha! I wonder how many times he's heard that joke. So around the final corner, PRF1 Frozen coming into the pits. Yeah, he's down on time. Wasn't going to be a particularly quick lap by the looks of it, as DeResta is about to start a lap. Ghost is on a lap, and he is 8 tenths down, and he's invalid. Dark Lord is 1.5 seconds down, so it is going to be the chief himself, PRF1 Clem, who comes up to turn 4. And begins Sector 2. The Ayrton Senna inspired helmet looking good in that Aston Martin. Just under 2 weeks away now until we find out what the first of the 2022 cars is going to look like. I forget the order of who's going first, but I believe Aston Martin, I think, is one of the first ones. So I cannot wait. It's been a long month and a half without Formula 1, hasn't it? It's been, we've had one of the longest seasons in history due to COVID, and it's felt like the longest winter waiting after after whatever happened in Abu Dhabi, which we will not talk about because it causes too much controversy. That, and I haven't watched the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix back since because it hurts to watch it. But but yeah, it's not going to be long now till we find out what these cars are going to look like. We'll see what Clem's time is going to be then as he crosses the as he's about to cross the line. Sorry, he's not crossing the line yet. He's about to cross the line. Does a 27.5 and goes P4 to guarantee himself a spot in Q2 as the AlphaTauri comes across the line. Of the rest does not improve. We have a McLaren of Mark V about to start a lap. Good old Team Papaya. Rapid Pajali is still on and out lap, so I think Mark is going to be our next person. So let's have a lap of Bahrain with Mark V54 in Team Papaya. One of my favourite looking cars on the game, on the grid. The beautiful orange, the beautiful papaya orange of McLaren. Hopefully next season they'll be closer to the front two teams. It'd be great to see McLaren and Ferrari both up battling with on a regular basis instead of just in sort of the second half of the season at qualifying. It'd be great to see if they could maintain a season-long charge against the two established, the two teams we have come to expect at the top over the last few seasons. Oh, I missed it somewhere, but there's an Alfa Romeo that's retired as well. Maybe he feels safe. Or maybe he did actually die. No, I think he's just feels safe with his time, does Ghost. But we're still aboard with Mark V, who's gone purple Sector 2, but we know that that's just a Cody's glitch, so we don't actually know if he's gone purple in Sector 2. That was on the last game as well. As there is a car in front, keeping well out of the way is the Alpine. Final corner, nice, kisses the apex. That's a good final corner. What's it going to do? So Mark V 54 comes across the line to do a 27.7 and put himself into P5. Hambo is finally out on a lap. So let's go on board then with the reigning champion, Hambo, in the Mercedes. 27.1 is the target set by his championship rival from last season, PRF1 Demon. Please correct me if I'm wrong with that, but I think it was Demon that was his championship rival last season. That just fell away at the end after a long season battle between the two of them. But Hambo comes around the final corner then. What's he going to manage? And his first flying lap as a champion comes across the line as a 27.2 and goes P3 between Demon and Spaffy. So he's making sure he gets through. Master Spread is yet to settle up. Neither is Rapid Pajala, who goes wide but doesn't invalidate, just keeps two wheels in the white lines. Williams driver coming hurtling down the final straight here. Just one more corner to go. Rapid Pajala then heading for the line in the Williams. Can he get that Williams into Q2? There's only a couple of cars he needs to beat, and he gets P14 for now. That's a risky position at the moment. Master Spread is yet to set a lap time. Very quick driver in the second Aston Martin. Let's see if there's any other driver on a lap. Mark V is not pushing. Rapid Pajala, did he go again? Soon find out when he comes across the sector split of Sector 1. And he is pushing. 10th and a bit up is Rapid Pajala, trying to make sure he is safe, of course. Thank you everyone for tuning in for the opening round of PRF1 here in Bahrain. Hopefully this season is going to be as epic as the last one. So we are watching Rapid Pajala in the Williams at the moment. A 28.9 was his first attempt. He has gone again. See if he can get that car through to Q2. He's currently about 6 tenths clear of SF1 Goomba, who is currently on a lap. He's quarter of a second up at the moment is Rapid Pajala, so he'll be looking to improve to sort of around where the Dark Lord is at the moment. See how much more time he can gain in the final sector, and then we'll jump over to Master Spread. See if Ryan can make any impact on the guys at the top. We're certainly expecting Master Spread to be fighting most of the season. And a 28.5 for Rapid Pajala puts himself in P12 ahead of the Dark Lord. Master spread at the moment on a flying lap. What can he do as he comes around the final corner? Can he challenge the guys to the top here in Q1? Guarantee himself a place in Q2. Master spread comes across the line. Does a 27.4, just 0.02 of a second behind his own teammate. Mark V is coming into the pits. Ghost Rider is on an out lap. We have a Mercedes going round. Not going spinning around, but going around. Hambo, quarter of a second up. Could we see someone into the 26s in Q1? Hambo wanting to make a statement of intent early on, running it right out to the curb. Pushing hard early on in Q1. That's what we like to see. Pushing to the edge all the way through. Final corner then for Hambo. Mercedes man hoping to start the season off well. He finished last season well, and he does a 26.8. The first man into the 26s. Great lap there from Hambo. That'll definitely guarantee himself a place in Q2 if he wasn't guaranteed already. Rafa Bajala is on an in lap. There is a Ferrari going round who's a 10th and a half up at the moment. Trying to make sure he is safe. I have to tell everyone, you are all safe due to the retirements. So everybody is through. As we've lost Ghost, Mike V Legend, Wraith and Sky Gears, who all crashed out. I don't know if Ghost crashed out actually. He might have retired in the pits. But I know Mike died, Wraith died, and Sky Gears died. So Sky Gears is a quick driver, as is Mike V Legend. I know a little bit less about Wraith, but you know, these three are going to be looking to work their way through the field once we get through to the race. Ghost Rider going again, it would seem. We have an Aston Martin coming round. That is Master Spread, who I imagine will be on an in-lap. SF1 Goomba, is he still going? He's nearly 4/10 up at the moment. So he's going to be hopefully moving his Mercedes a little bit higher up the field. So what he can do is he comes across the line. He's currently in P14 with a 28.6. That should move him a little bit higher up. Does a 28.2 to get himself into P11 ahead of Ghost Rider by just a few hundredths of a second. Grez says, according to Mike, he disconnected and his AI binned it. That would explain why his car was so far off the track trying to get to Dubai. Because his car was right on the edge of the circuit around the Curb of Doom. So that is a shame for Mike. As always, Cody's likes to ruin our fun, and it's done it for Mike in Q1 of round 1. But it'll be entertaining to see Mike coming through the field. He does love an overtake, does Mike, and he's always entertaining to watch. So it's going to be great to see a fellow Schumacher fan working his way from the back of the field all the way up to hopefully the higher positions in the race. We do have Ghost Rider coming around. He's currently quarter of a second up, so there's a little bit of a Q1 battle here going on, isn't there, between Ghost Rider and Goomba. Goomba taking that P11 spot away by a few hundredths of a second. Ghost Rider wanting it back and gets it back. He goes P10 here in Q1. As we have Mark V54 on an out lap, so he's obviously wanting to just get his eye in. See what... on the same tyre? Yeah, he's on the same tyre. So yeah, probably just getting his eye in ready for Q3 perhaps. If he plans to start on the mediums, he's probably just wanting to make sure he's got it all dialed in, ready for when it counts. 27.7 at the moment. Is Ghost Rider pushing again? Soon find out. No, 2 seconds down. So it is just Ghost Rider and Mark V54 out on track at the moment. So what can Mark V54 do on what will be his final push lap? Can he threaten the top guys of Hambo, Demon and Spaffy, currently your top 3? But Hambo's time at the moment, that's a marker. That is an early marker set down by Hambo to say, I'm the champion, come and catch me. You know, it might only be Q1, it might only be the opening round of the season, but you're going to have to really push for this if you want to take this out of my hands. And he has certainly laid down the marker, with Demon currently P2, 2.5 tenths down on his rival. Mark V54 then coming round towards the Curb of Doom. Makes it around nice and safely. He's about a tenth up at the moment. So at the moment not looking to improve on position, but he will improve on time. Can he threaten the Aston Martins in front? He needs to find about 2.5 tenths or another tenth and a half in this sector if he's going to. Around the final corner comes Mark V54. Is he going to peel into the pits or carry on? He carries on, so he's obviously up on his time. He does a 27.5, so he doesn't improve his position. It doesn't improve his, but he does, sorry, not doesn't, does improve his time. Well, it might have only been Q1, but an entertaining end and a nice little battle in the midfield for Q1. We'll have a quick rundown of where everybody finished. So Hambo, the champion, sets the pace early on in the Mercedes with a 26.8 ahead of PRF1 Demon. Spaffy in P3 ahead of Hunty. Clem and Master Spread to Aston Martin separated by 0.02 of a second. Mark V54 in P7 ahead of Gazelle Roadkill, with Frozen in P9 ahead of Ghost Rider. Will RDC2 in 11th ahead of Goomba, DeResta, Rapid Pajala, and the Dark Lord. Cars we lost all either retired in the pits or DNF'd, which was Ghost, Might Be Legend, who had his AI issue, Wraith, and Sky Gears. So moving on to Q2, this is where, of course, whatever time you set your fastest lap on is the tyre you will start the race on, providing you get through to Q3. If you qualify between 11th and 15th, you have free choice of tyres. So it's a strategic gamble sometimes. Do you go for the fresh tyres and aim for P11? Do you try to start on the mediums and get through so you can do a long first stint? Or do you just go full hell for leather and go for the softs immediately? Let's find out. So already you can see a mix of choices. Quite a few drivers selecting the medium tyres early on, in obviously in deep conversation with the legend known as Jeff, as I've just seen an Alpha Tauri is going to be our first person out of the pits. It is not Gazelle Roadkill though, it must be DeResta. And it is RF1 DeResta, not the real Paul DeResta, of course. Much quicker than the real Paul DeResta, I'm sure. No, that's harsh. I used to be a fan of Paul DeResta until he quite clearly shows his biased hatred for Lewis Hamilton. If you ever watch Sky F1, someone mentions the name Lewis Hamilton and Paul DeResta's face just turns into this sort of mushed up, I don't like him. It's quite funny to watch. But of course he was a very quick driver, DTM champion, of course, very quick in DTM, and he's a good pundit. We can't knock him. I'm obviously biased a little bit because I do like Lewis Hamilton. So when I see Paul DeResta scrunch of his face when talking about Lewis Hamilton, it is quite amusing. Rara, hey, evening Rara, how's it going? Looking forward to the driver draw on Monday. See what car we get. See if we're still Team Papyrus or whether we're rivals going into the new season. It'll be interesting to watch for anyone. Oh, and DeResta just goes off track. Oh, he's getting out of the way. So our first car is actually going to be a Williams. Is it the Dark Lord? No, that's an Alpine. Damn, these blue dots are all the same. Which Williams is it? Demon. There we go. So Demon then is going to be our first person to set a lap. It might have been quite a smart choice there from the AlphaTauri, because he's going to get a lovely little tow down the start-finish straight, but if he's too close, he's going to end up getting understeer into turn 1. So we're about to find out. Our first person then to set a time in Q2, he's gone for the medium tyre, is PRF1 Demon. Last season's runner-up, of course. Driving for Williams this season, hoping to bring back the glory days. Oh, was it not very good in Abu Dhabi? I couldn't race in Abu Dhabi, unfortunately. Yeah, we all sort of had some bad luck in McLaren in the sort of second half of the season, didn't we? It was we started off so well with a big lead, and then it just sort of fell apart. I mean, I've not finished a race for a while. I keep crashing out. I've turned into a Nikita Mazepin recently. I need to get my head back in the game. But yeah, it's going to be an interesting driver draw for RF1. Of course, close ties with PRF1. A lot of drivers cross. Oh, and was that an AlphaTauri in the background going right off the track? That would have been DeResta. As we've got, he's just going slow. Yeah, it was DeResta in the background, just going way off track. Let's go back on with Demon then. Pitted 6 times and spun a few times at turn 3. Ouch. Oh, turn 3. What? 1, 2. Oh, yeah. Okay, I know which corner you're on about. Oh, and Demon has invalidated. So DeResta then is going to be the next person across, or the first person across the line, as Demon invalidates his first medium run, which means he's going to have to put another lap on those medium tyres. But Demon's going to hook him now behind DeResta and hope to get a nice tow down the start-finish straight, while giving the other AlphaTauri a tow of his own. 30.6 for DeResta on the soft tyres. They'll be looking to improve that as Gazelle Roadkill does a 29.2 on the medium tyres. Hunty does a 29.6 on what looks like scrubbed soft tyres. And Willard DC2 does a 30.1. We have a Haas Baby coming across the line. Next, that is going to be PRF1 Frozen. As Greza says, so many possible race winners in this division. There really are. It almost reminds me a little bit of what our sweaty Monday Night League is going to be with all those ridiculous drivers. Who I just found out, someone else that has joined the Monday Night League, which I'll tell you about in a second once we have a bit of a gap. But yes, so many race winners in this division. As Frozen does a 28.9. He let it go there, didn't he? Boom! Second time I've said that bad joke. As he goes fastest. Goom does a 31.6 on the soft tyres. As we have two blue dots coming. I think Spaffy is going to be... oh, I've missed the other blue dot. That will be... Dark Lord is a 29.2. Spaffy, 28.5. Setting down the marker on the medium tyres. And then it'll be Master Spread. 1 up 6.7 through the first two sectors. Coming across the line as a 28.6 to go P2 on the medium tyres. Spaffy looking like he's got some really good pace here around Bahrain, as DeResta is a second up on his time at the moment. I thought he had a bit more time in his lap, and he's a second up. He does have I believe a Demon right on his tail coming across the line as a 29.4. And who's that? Oh, and Demon with a 28.3. Got a lovely toe. And he goes fastest on the medium tyres. Surely that will see him through. As we have a blue dot, a Rapid Pajala. He's coming into the pits as he's invalidated. Mark V54 is on an outlap. So he's about to start his. Willard D. Oh, and who's that? That is... has he kept it alive? He is still alive. But he's just lost it on the curb of death there, has Ghost Rider. Only 42.8 at the moment. But that is not what he needed. And he's going to have to go back to the pits. Careful he doesn't lose it coming into the pits. He's going to get a lot of understeer now. Hopefully he's not picked up any more damage. Yeah, the understeer, the car just going straight on almost. So he's going to have to go again into the pits. He comes as we have a yellow flag. That's just an Aston Martin getting out of the way. We have Spaffy. Did he go again? He did, but he didn't. He only improved ever so slightly. So he stays P2. And AlphaTauri behind. So there's a blue dot coming around. That is Demon, who's on an in lap. Hambo is on an out lap. Then we have, who's that? Clem. Nope. Master Spread, who is 31 seconds down. That is poor. 31 seconds down. Come on, Ryan. As Ghost Rider says, bloody hate that corner. Yes. I only caught the aftermath of it, but I have a good feeling what you did. And yeah, that corner has caught a lot of people out. As we have Mark V54 coming across the line in a moment. So what can he do on the medium compound of tyre? Of course, a lot of people will be hoping to get through on the mediums, as the softs do tend to overheat a bit around Bahrain. And a nice lap time there from Mark V54. Gets himself almost identical time to Spaffy, who's looking very quick at the moment. And Aston Martin of Clem looks to have a lot of traffic coming up. Hopefully they get out of his way nicely. Yep, Mark gets well out of the way. Yeah, the Red Bull jumping out of his way as well. So Clem then about to finish Sector 1. Currently not set a lap time, but we're hoping to get up to where his teammate is on those medium tyres. He's purple in Sector 1, so Clem looking on it today. Just misses the apex though, as the exit of the S's. Comes to the hairpin and hits it beautifully. Gets on the power. Nice and early. Now to the tricky downhill. Tight left-hander before the second DRS zone of the lap. A little bit of a lock up there, it looked like. We just saw a car glitching somewhere. DRS wide open then for Clem. As we're heading towards the curb of doom here in Bahrain. Can Clem navigate this corner? It's already claimed a couple of victims as well as an AI car. And he keeps it flat through the curb of death. Balls of steel here from PRF1 Clem. Purple in Sector 2 as well. What can he do then as he's coming up to the final corner here in Bahrain? Demon has retired in the pits, happy with his time, and it was a good time on those medium tyres. As Master Spread goes even faster with a 28.2 on those tyres. You need to be careful that they're not putting too many laps on them, of course. And a 28.5 for Clem. The Aston Martin's looking good as Hambo does a 43.5. Clearly made a mistake on his lap as the Red Bull of Hunty has come across to do a 29.6, and probably not the lap time he was hoping for from Hunty. Hambo then is clearly going to go again, so we'll go once again on board with last season's champion like we did in Q1, just to see if he can get that car out of Q2. Of course, he has set the pace in Q1, but he's struggling a bit with 6 minutes to go. Takes a lot of curb. That's brave from Hambo. Keeps it nice and tight through the S's. Round the hairpin and again up the hill. And then we're going to head downhill towards that horrible left-hander where ABS, where people who use ABS off will tell you it is even worse for them. As Spaffy does a stunning time of a 28 flat on 4-lap old medium tyres. Now, well, as I said before, the time you set your fastest lap on in Q2, if you get through to the Q3 shootout, is the tyre you'll start on. So Spaffy, despite, I mean, yes, it's great being the fastest, but he's now going to be starting the race on 4-lap old medium tyres, so he's taking quite a bit of life out of those already. Hambo so far has done 1 lap on his, but it was a slow lap, so probably hasn't taken much life out of them. He's going to come across the line. What's he going to manage? DRS wide open, does a 28.3, and that should see him through nice and safely. Unless we suddenly see an influx of soft tyre runners coming out, then that should see him through quite nicely indeed. Goomba, in the meantime, is 1.1 seconds up. Can he get that second Mercedes into Q3? Comes across the line, and it's only P12 for Goomba. He does have time, I think. Yeah, he does just have about enough time to go round, get into the pits, and whack a set of softs on if he's quick enough, if he does want to get through and start on the soft tyres. So far, everybody apart from the Dark Lord has done their fastest time on medium tyres in the top 10. As Ghost Rider sets a 27.9 on the soft tyres. So that could be an indication of what other drivers may do. So some of the guys in the bottom half of that top 10 at the moment may all of a sudden start to feel a little bit less safe. Because if all of a sudden everybody starts putting the soft tyres on, we could see quite a bit of movement. Demon has retired in the pits. So he obviously feels comfortable and safe with his lap. He's 1,000th of a second behind Clem's Aston Martin time. So it's going to be really interesting to see now whether any of these guys who are putting the softs on can knock some of these medium runners out. Who have we got on a lap then? We have a Mercedes of Hambo. Is he coming in? Yeah, he'll be coming in. We've got the Aston Martin of Clem, who is coming in as well. And we have Goomba, who is nearly a second up on his time. So, like I said, he's going to make sure he gets through on the medium tyres by the looks of it. It's looking like a good time so far, this from Goomba. Let's say if he can knock the likes of Clem and Hambo and Demon down, they're going to start getting a little bit nervous. So 28.4 for Goomba, just behind Hunty. Like I said, if a lot of cars go into softs, that may not be safe enough to get him through, but we'll see what they do. Like I said, softs all right for the first few laps to start on. But the crossover period comes around sort of like 5-6 time when the tyres are pretty similar, and if you haven't got that gap, the medium tyres will begin to come into their own and start reeling in any soft tyre runners. As Master Spread looks to have switched over to the soft tyres in the pits as well. Whether that's just in case or whether he's actually going to go out and do a lap, we'll see very shortly. Who else have we got on a lap? We've got a Haas driver on a lap. Where is the Haas driver? Frozen. Coming around the final corner. Can he get his car out? It's very tight in the midfield, isn't it? If you look at Hambo down to Rapid Pajala in P11, or even Frozen in P12, separated by just half a second at the moment. So next up we're going to have the Mercedes of Goomba. I believe he'll probably be on an in-lap though. We're about to find out. He's got an AlphaTauri right behind him, so he may need to get out of the way of the AlphaTauri unless he's on his own flying lap. I think the AlphaTauri might be on... Oh yeah, the AlphaTauri's on an out lap anyway. And Goomba is not allowing the AlphaTauri to have some clean air. Ghost Rider says he needed a time on the board, and what a time it was as well, into the 27s. That will guarantee yourself a place in the next qualifying session. The top 10 shootout, of course. Mark V54 has gone onto the soft tyre, so we are going to see a lot of movement here. So some of these guys that have committed to the mediums may be sitting there a little bit nervous now, because some of these soft runners are going to start setting some quicker times. Mark V54 on his out lap. DeResta is on a flyer. So we'll see what DeResta can do. So this is going to be the first indication of what's going to happen with some of these medium runners. Like I said, that's the tyres at the moment that everyone's set their best laps on. So you can see there, only Ghost Rider in the top 10 is on the mediums. But if we switch over to what they're on now, Master Spread is on the soft tyres, Hunty's gone out on the soft tyres, Mark V54, Gazelle Roadkill, Rapid Pajala's on an out lap, DeResta's on a lap, all on soft tyres. So we are going to see some names miss out. Could we see a big name miss out? Goomba, of course, is not going to get out to do a lap. He's staying in the pits. He's currently P8. Will Demon be at risk? He's retired in the pits, confident in P6. But I don't think... Is there enough cars? 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't think there is, as Goomba has retired in the pits. Yeah, Demon may be safe with that, actually. But one invalidation from the cars behind him. And we could see a big name drop. The likes of Hunty and Mark, who've shown some good pace, could miss out with one mistake. As we're about to see DeResta come across the line. What's it going to be? He sets the time with a 28.5. Gets himself to P9 for now. That knocks Mark V54 down to 10th and Gazelle Roadkill out of the top 10. Next up we have the Aston Martin of Master Spread, who's on an out lap. So we have, I think that may well be it, you know. I can't see anyone else that's really going to knock him out. I think there's only Mark V54 who is either going to back out or he's going to commit to starting on the soft tyres. He comes across the line, does a 27.3 to go fastest in Q2. And then Gazelle Roadkill as well does a 27.6. Hunty currently in P9. I don't think anyone can knock him out. Goomba at the moment, it's between Goomba and DeResta for that final spot in Q3. Can DeResta... I think he might have backed out, actually, DeResta. Has he backed out? Yeah, I think he's backed out, hasn't he? So that will be it for qualifying then. Hunty. Is Hunty hoping to start on the soft tyres? Let's have a look, see what Hunty can do. Coming around the curve of death in the Red Bull. So DeResta 7 seconds down, so DeResta won't improve. So everybody is now safe as Hunty invalidates around the final corner, which means that you've got Mark V54, Gazelle Roadkill and Ghost Rider, who will all start on the soft compound of tyre. Then you have Spaffy, Master Spread, Hambo, Clem, Demon and Hunty, and Goomba just about gets through. They will all be starting on the medium compound of tyre. But as I mentioned, Spaffy will be starting on 4-lap old medium tyres. So his tyres may not last as long as some of the other guys that set their times on the mediums. So we'll do a quick rundown then. I know I just did a quick rundown, but we'll do a quick rundown again anyway. So Mark V54 will start on the softs with a 27.3. Good lap time from Mark on the soft tyres. Gazelle Roadkill will has gone through to Q3 with second fastest time on the softs with Ghost Rider. Then we have the medium runners of Spaffy, Master Spread, Hambo, Clem, Demon, Hunty and Goomba, all starting on the medium tyres. The cars we lose them from Q2, DeResta, Rapid Pajala, Frozen, Dark Lord and Will RDC2, all knocked out then of Q2. But what a Q3 we are going to have. So many, as Greza mentioned in the chat, so many potential race winners in this division for PRF1. And we are going to have one hell of a showdown. Anyone that isn't racing, or even if you are racing and you're not actually on a lap, get some predictions in as who you think is going to steal the first pole position of the season. Okay, I'm back in 30 seconds. I'm just grabbing a quick drink. Okay, so first cut out looks to be a Red Bull. It's either going to be Spaffy or Hunty. It's Hunty. So Hunty wanting to be the first man to set a time down. 12 minutes of frenetic qualifying action ahead of us. But the question is, who is going to be the first pole sitter of the new PRF1 season? Who's going to strike the first blow? Long race, of course, 50% distance, which I believe is about 27 laps in Bahrain, off the top of my head. So anything can happen, of course. Safety cars can ruin anyone's strategy, as it has plenty of times. Bahrain for me. Me and Bert Maylander do not get on at Bahrain. He has screwed me twice at Bahrain, so we do not get on. I feel like Toto Wolff with no, Mikey, no, it's not right. Hunty, of course, a man that switched over to wheel, runs no traction. I believe he runs no traction. But of course, switched over to wheel, has got his pace back now. We'll be hoping to challenge Hambo, Master Spread, Demon, Mark, Mike V Legend. I'm sure I'm forgetting some names. Spaffy, of course, showing great pace. He wasn't on the roster list. I don't know if he's replaced the other Red Bull driver or whether he's a reserve, but of course he's showing some good pace here in Bahrain. But Hunty's going to be our first person, so take it away, Hunty. Let's see what you can do on your first flying lap of Bahrain. Nice round turn 1, keeps it nice and tight. Very easy to run it deep into turn 1, and that ruins turn 2 and 3. As he heads towards turn 4, most drivers, as you will see, will put half their car on the outside of the curb going towards turn 4. Beautiful through the S's, absolutely beautiful, and then throttle nail. This is looking really solid so far for Hunty. The car looks absolutely planted. Just runs it a little bit onto the curb. He can lose a bit of traction on that curb, but it shouldn't cost him too much. Beautifully tight. That car is turning really well. I'm going to have to ask him what his setup is. Shadow Viper. Welcome, Mr. Viper. I'm disappointed you're not racing, sir. It's been great to see the likes of you and Greza challenging these guys. Hunty at the moment purple through the first sectors, as you'd expect, with him being the first man to set a lap. Coming then towards the final corner. The Red Bull, what can he do? Will he have the spirit of Max, or will he be more Alex Albon? We're about to find out. Coming across the line, does a 26.7, and that is a statement of intent. Early on, Hambo is going to come across the line and do a 26.9 for Hambo. Spaffy is on an outlap. Ghost Rider is slowing down to let people by. So Gazelle Roadkill is going to be our next person. Viper says too quick, son. Pa! Yeah. I've heard you've lost a half a second or something, and that you've just got a bit scared of some of these guys who are getting quicker. As Gazelle Roadkill does a 27.2. We have Clem. No, we don't. We have Master Spread, sorry, does a 27.2 as well. Ghost Rider must have been invalid, and Goomba does a 27.6. Demon is going to be our next person, of course. As we mentioned before, one of the challenges of last season's crown for Hambo. Can he compete with Hunty's lap of the 26.7? Oh, and nearly loses it. So close. Very well held from PRF1 Demon. So much poo is now inside of that Williams. So much poo. That was great save there from PRF1 Demon, as he almost loses it around the curb of death. So he will obviously go again. Hambo, is he gone again? No, he's going to be coming into the pits. Hunty did not go again, and Spaffy is on a lap. So the second Red Bull, what can he do? Can he be the third person into the 26s? He's been nursing a wheel problem, but fixed it for TSD. Hopefully it's sorted for you so you can have an assault on the TSD crown. TSD is, of course, the Sunday Drive. Again, good friends with a lot of the drivers in PRF1 over at the Sunday Drivers. Spaffy does a 27.0. Hunty is about to start another flying lap on the same set of tyres, so he's obviously just had one lap where he's been saving up his battery and gone again. Goomba, I think, is the next person. A little bit squirrely on the exit. Is he going to come into the pits? Yes, he is. Ghost Rider is coming across the line, so we'll see what Ghost Rider can do. A 30.0, so obviously made a mistake on that lap. Demon, we know, made a mistake because we saw it. Gazelle Roadkill comes across the line as a 26 point. No, he must have been validated because he's still on a 27.2. Oh no, he wasn't doing 26. That would be half a second quicker than Hunty. That would have been one hell of a lap, so I definitely read that wrong. As Mark V54 is on an out lap. Demon currently a 10th up through the middle, through that sector, but of course it was after that sector that he then almost died. So we'll find out how much time he makes up in the final sector, because that's everything he'll be looking to make up. Comes across the line, can he get into the 26s? He can! Goes P2 with a 26.8, less than a 10th of Hunty's time. Hunty's banker at the moment looking very solid indeed. As we next have Hunty, who is a 10th up on his current time. So Hunty looking to increase the margin he has over the field in Q3 with his second flying lap. Comes across the line as a 26.5. He has a 3/10 of a second gap now over the rest of the field. Spaffy coming into the pits. We have Clem on an out lap. Master Spread is still in the pits. I believe that will be everyone's first runs done. Oh, we got Mark V54 actually. So Mark V54 has shown some good pace for the first two qualifying sessions. Did a 27.3 as his fastest time so far. That was in Q2 on the soft tyres. So he'll be looking to find a bit more time here in Q3 as the track rubbers in more and more and gets faster and faster here in Bahrain. Coming then around the curb of doom, keeps it nice and solid. Again, we see that purple sector 2 pop up like we have done for everybody, but as we know, it's a Cody's glitch, so we don't know if that's really a purple sector. So around the final corner then for the Papaya McLaren. Mark V54 comes across the line as a 27.2. To put himself P7 just behind Master Spread. I think Demon, did he go again? No, he's a second and a half down, so he'll be either coming in or saving his battery to go again. Yeah, into the pits he comes. Hunty will be on an in lap, looking at the time he's currently on. Clem is on a lap. Let's go aboard with the head honcho himself. PRF1 Clem then. We've got a yellow flag, that'll be a Red Bull just going slowly. So Clem, as I mentioned, in the Aston Martin, this with the Senna inspired helmet, can it inspire him to get Aston Martin higher up the grid? Teammate at the moment on a 27.2 is just beginning is currently on his out lap for his second attempt, see if he can get a little bit higher up the grid. But we'll see what Clem can do. Can he get close to his teammate? Can he beat his teammate? Can he get into the 26s? To the 27.3 for Clem, slots into P8. As we have Ghost Rider then, who is 1.5 seconds up on his time. Can he get into the 27s himself? No, it's a 28.3 for Ghost Rider. Mark V54, did he go again? It looks like he's pushing. Let's find out. Around the final corner, looking nice and solid. He's looked really quick and... Oh, coming into the pits, maybe not. Maybe just racing around to make sure he can get in and out quick enough again. Clem is... Oh no, Master Spread is starting a lap. We're going to lap with Ryan, see what he can do. He has got traffic in front of him who's just come out of the pits, but hopefully he'll get out of the way for him. Other cars on an outlap at the moment. You have Hambo and Goomba. You've got the Red Bull on an outlap of Spaffy. I think everybody's on outlap apart from Master Spread. And Clem has just done his lap. So we'll see what Master Spread can do. He'll be wanting to cut that gap down to Hunty. Currently, I mean, everyone will be wanting to cut the gap down to Hunty. That is a huge gap that Hunty has at the moment. The biggest gap we've seen throughout qualifying. And that is a, as we've been saying before, people are going to want to lay down a marker and show their hand and put a statement down for the season. Say, look, I'm the big dog. I am the man to watch. And so far, that man is Hunty. We saw Hambo lead the field in Q1. But here in Q3, it is Hunty's show. So Master Spread, he might get a bit of turbulent air here from the car in front. But if he can... Oh, and just invalidates behind Demon. That is a shame. I wonder if he just got a bit of turbulent air, which just let the car run a little bit wide on the exit. But he will have time to go again. Oh, I can't see the timer now, so I don't know if he'll have time to go again. I need that yellow flag to go away, then I'll be able to tell you if he's got time. Yep, accelerates out the final corner, so he is going to go, so he must have time. Yeah, he's got a minute left, so he does have time. Spaffy, or is it Hunty? Nope, it'll be a Mercedes of Goomba is next. So Goomba currently a quarter of a second up on his time. Needs to find, he needs to find a quarter of a second to get to Clem. Clem has retired. Where is Clem retired? In the pits. Yellow flag in sector 3, that'll be just be Clem retiring in the pits. Goomba comes across the line and jumps Clem and Mark to do a 27.2. So good effort there from Goomba. It looks like he's still pushing, so he's going to go again. His teammate Hambo has invalidated. He will have time to go again. Just about enough time as he accelerates then out of the final corner. So he will push one more time, and we have Spaffy then coming across the line. Can the Red Bull man join his teammate on the front row of the grid? It's a 26.6. The first person to get close to Hunty, just a tenth of a second behind. Mark V54 in the meantime did not improve on his lap. Demon on the meantime is quarter of a second up himself. Can Demon steal pole position away right at the end? This is changing by corner by corner. Good eye, Mike. Rapid Pajala has it hanging as Demon. Oh! 13 thousandths of a second, just 100th of a second between Hunty and Demon as he just misses out. Master Spread is 4/10 up on the time. What can Master Spread do? He does a 26.6, 1,000th of a second behind Spaffy. As what has happened there? That is Hunty running really wide there. And did he get in Goomba's way there? I think maybe Goomba got in his way actually. Hard to really tell who got in whose way, as I caught it too late. Hambo, in the meantime, is a 10th up on his time at the moment. He's got his old championship ride from last season, now 3.5 tenths up the road. How much time can Hambo find in the final sector? What a thrilling end to Q3 we have here. Hunty hanging on by the skin of his teeth at the moment, ahead of Demon, Spaffy and Master Spread, but Hambo's come across the line. Can he steal it away? He can't. He stays P5, does improve his time. But also, Spaffy takes pole position right at the end of his teammate PRF1 Spaffy, in for the Red Bull as a reserve. I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, but in for the Red Bull as a reserve, takes the pole position away from Hunty with the last gasp lap. As we'll do a quick rundown then of the time. So PRF1 Spaffy takes pole position with a 26.507, just 200ths of a second ahead of his teammate Hunty. And then just 100th of a second back from that is PRF1 Demon in the Williams. Master Spread just a further 10th back in P4 ahead of Hambo. Gazelle Roadkill in P6 ahead of Goomba. Mark V54 gets P8 ahead of Clem in P9 and Ghost Rider in P10. But what a thrilling end to qualifying. The top 5 guys separated by 0.2 of a second. Wowie wow, if that is even the correct terminology of being shamazed with a qualifying session. If that's anything to go by, this race is going to be a Bobby Dazzler. In the meantime, let's just get... I'm just going to double check who's meant to be in that other second Red Bull, because did I see Spaffy? Is he a reserve or is he an actual driver? Let's have a quick nosy. Remember, guys, most leagues will have a 5-minute break, so wait for your lobby host to ready up. In the meantime, let's just have a quick look at the calendar again. As I mentioned, we're at Bahrain this week, but next week, of course, we are at the home of motorsport, Silverstone. Looking forward to these guys taking on the fast track of Silverstone. So let's have a quick look who was in that Red Bull. Getting forgetful in my old age. It was Big D. So Spaffy in for Big D today, and doing a great job in Big D's absence. So great to see. Let's go back trackside. So as I mentioned, if anyone has any predictions for the race, get those predictions in. Too close to call, in my opinion. Let's have a quick look at the race director, see what people are positions again. So, I mean, if I'm through, I mean, I'm a bit of a jinx, so I don't know whether I should really throw a prediction out there, but I'm going to just for the fun of it. Just based on who I've raced against and pace and what I've seen so far. I've not really raced much against Spaffy, so I can't comment on his race pace. But I'm going to go for a Hunty victory. I raced against him in Saudi. And although qualifying was close, he was just in another league in Saudi. And I believe he'd done a race already there, but he was fast. So I'm going to go with Hunty P1. Who else have we got there? I'm going to go with the champion in P2. I'm going to go with Hambo in P2. And then we'll throw Master Spread in P3. Nothing against anybody else. I'm just throwing out a random prediction. But just based on who I've raced against and what I've seen in other leagues, in recent races, I'm going to go with Hunty Hambo Master Spread as my top 3. Not forgetting, of course, some of the guys who retired in Q1, the likes of Mike, Wraith, Gears, and of course PRF1 Danny, who joined during qualifying. These guys are going to be coming up from the back of the grid, and we know these guys like a move. So could Mike get himself anywhere near a podium? We saw Sky Gears in the second to last race make plenty of moves. I believe it was Portimao on his way as he earned his money, should we say? And he's driving for McLaren today. See if he can get anywhere near the podium. Of course, BF1 Danny, another quick driver. He's in Ferrari. He'll be starting from the very back of the grid. So he's got a lot of work to do, but it's work that the Scuderia will be hoping he can complete. Again, moving further up, we saw a good little jostle in the midfield in Q1 for who wanted bragging rights early on. Whether that will be the likes of Ghost Rider, DeResta, Rapid Pajala, Frozen. He just needs to let it go. 3 times I've had that in. Someone just told me to shut up. I'll stop doing Frozen jokes. I mean, it's crazy. Dark Lord, of course, will be hoping to see if he can make some moves in the Alpine. 2 Alpines in 14th and 15th. So they'll be hoping to move forward in the race to earn some good constructors' points for the French outfit. But of course, the battle is going to be up at the front. That is where the money is made. You have a Red Bull 1-2 early on. Spaffy and Hunty. Spaffy stealing that pole position from Hunty with the final lap and the final seconds of qualifying to break his teammate's heart. I say break his heart. I imagine he's probably not that disappointed, given how close it was. He's still starting on the front row of the grid. And with Spaffy being in reserve and not his full-time teammate, will we have team orders? Will they keep it safe into turn 1? Or will they go full elbows out and cause absolute chaos and carnage, wiping out half of the field? Who knows? Anything could happen in motorsport, especially in league racing, as we've seen plenty of times across different leagues. It is, of course, very different to the real thing. Speaking of the real thing, of course, we have it's just under 2 weeks now, isn't it, until the new cars start to be released, and as I believe the first pre-season test of Barcelona is not going to be broadcast. Something to do with Bahrain having rights for the official broadcasted test session or something or other. It's all money, isn't it? I think F1 have shot themselves in the foot there by not allowing the Spanish test to be broadcast, if that is true. Us proper fans will be wanting to watch and see these new cars in action as soon as possible, and we are being denied. So we're going to have to wait to see the pictures. You know, buying the old Autosport magazine, that was always fun. Of course, everything's online these days. Boo, getting old, aren't I? But of course, the old Autosport magazines with the season previews, seeing what the cars look like as the. We have got the ready up action now as Moomin in the chat. Evening, mate. This will be interesting. Like your top 3 podium. Yes, I think it is. I'm hoping I don't jinx any of them. But that is, I think I said Hunty, Hambo and Master Spread, didn't I? So that is my top 3 prediction. But there's so many drivers, even down to sort of some of the guys in the bottom 4 who weren't able to set a lap because they either crashed or couldn't be in qualifying or had their AI take over and throw them off to another country. Any of those guys are more than capable of finding their way up, as I've got lights, but no one. Oh, there we go. And there's already a Mercedes almost going to the back of a Williams off the start, which is that's the second time I've seen a huge amount of smoke coming off a Red Bull. That Honda is smoking. Oh, Grezza, what I was going to say earlier on, I just forgot. A new guy that I've just been told who has joined the Monday Night League in RF1. Look at all that smoke. Look at that. Is that sand, or is that just... Is there a sandstorm coming in? I've not seen that before. There's smoke everywhere. Yeah, there's... Of course, we've got E.T. Maka on Monday nights in RF1, who is just muy rapido. You have E.T. Massey, I've heard, is fairly quick. But another ETE driver, just to entertain and annoy people, has joined. I believe joined a few days ago, called E.T. Adam, or some may know him as Adam LB. Another very quick driver. So, Grezza, it just got even harder on Mondays. Moomin, you're on Mondays as well. Oh, and Spaffy has made a mistake on the formation lap. That's one way to warm up the tyres, isn't it? Do a little pirouette, a little donut as he accelerates himself through. Look at that sand coming off the track. Yeah, I have never noticed that before. In the entire sort of, what's that, 7 months of this game being out, I have never noticed this game display sand. Like it's actual sand that's just coming off the back of these. Look at it. That is incredible. No, it's probably just people locking up the tyres or spinning the wheels to get some temperature in, but it's all over the place. I've never seen that before. Very entertaining, of course. Very entertaining to watch. Yeah, we'll be last on Mondays next season. You and me both. We'll be battling for the wooden spoon next season, Moomin, with all these people joining. You're going to have Maka and Adam, probably Hunty, all battling up front, as Might Be Legend and PRF1 Danny have been disqualified from the formation lap, so they are going to be starting. Not only are they starting at the back, but they're going to be starting on cold tyres. So, don't know whose fault that was, but sure they'll argue it out between themselves. So their job just got a little bit harder. Let me just get tyres up and going. So there we have it. The majority starting on mediums. Will RDC has gone for hards. And as we know, Gazelle, Mark V54 and Ghost Rider all did their Q2 laps on softs. But everybody else, apart from Will RDC, has gone for the medium compound tyres. So that is clearly the preferred strategy. Will RDC is obviously hoping to go really long on those hards for track position later on, perhaps. As we have here 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights here in Bahrain. Spectator menu, there we go. And it's away we go here in Bahrain for the opening race here for PRF1, and it looks like a good start from Hunty, who looks to have already got past his teammate. And there's a huge dive up the inside from Gazelle Roadkill, and there's absolute carnage at turn 1. Absolute carnage, probably because we can't see a damn thing because of all this sand. But there was an AlphaTauri that just absolutely sent it into turn 1. I think it might have been Gazelle Roadkill. Doesn't look like he's got any damage. Yeah, bit of a send there. Might be a few angry cars coming round after that one. But Spaffy looks to have been on the receiving end of that because he's down in P8. As is Hambo, who's just got himself back up to P6 up the inside of De Resta. Nice move there from Hambo. A bit of movement going on further down as well. We have Wraith and Rapid Pajala side by side as Wraith gets that move done up into P17. Might Be Legend and Sky Gears up to P11 and P12 already, and Danny up there as well, as Danny's just got past PRF1 Frozen. Plenty of action early on, like I said, carnage at turn 1, and something has happened to Spaffy. He is round. Oh, and that was not the safest of rejoins. Thank God for ghosting, as Spaffy is now down to P19 after an absolute horror of a first lap. We're going to go a little bit further up because Goomba and Clem are going side by side around the final corner. Hunter sits the fastest lap on lap 1, but Goomba and Clem are going side by side. Aston Martin versus Mercedes, both Mercedes power units. There's Master Sprint and Demon are going side by side as well. That is a move done there. Demon holding it together though. I will go back. There's so many moves going on, I can't keep up with them all. I'm going to watch with Demon, who looks to have lost out to Gazelle Roadkill as well. Further down we have Goomba, who got passed by Clem. A lot of cars into the pits there after lap 1. A lot of cars. Hambo, what's happened to Hambo? Hambo's missing his front wing. Hambo, the champion, has lost his front wing. Yeah, Grizz, I've never seen that before. There's just sand everywhere, isn't there? I've never seen that before. It's incredible. Oh, and a move there from Spaffy up the inside of the damaged Hambo. If his race couldn't get any worse already, he's just had a Spaffy forcing his way through. I think Dark Lord is about to be the next person to come through. So the champion will be hoping for a safety car at some point to get himself back up. But yeah, it looks like all that sand caused havoc earlier on. Something's happened to Hunty. Hunty has lost his front wing on the curve of death. And I do believe that's 2 of my predictions in the wall already. And I will never make a prediction again. That is official. I am not making any more predictions. Hunty fighting it. He probably doesn't need to fight that one. He's got damaged front wing. And that forces Di Resta wide. Might be Legend already up to P8. And look at that sand. I shouldn't laugh because it means we can't see all of the cars. But might be Legend up to P6 now. We've got cars behind fighting. Might be Legend. He's got to make the move. There's an AlphaTauri behind as well. Mike up into 6th, but Goomba's going to try and hold it. Mike gets moved on as Hambo gets a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. It's got worse and worse for the champion. Di Resta in P9, having a look at Sky Gears, who's up into P8 now. As we're going to head up towards... we've got a yellow flag. What's happened there? Is that... Who is that? Is that the Dark Lord? Nope. I think it might be Will. It is Will on those fresh medium tyres. We're going to go back up to the front though because Gazelle Roadkill on those soft tyres having a brilliant race so far. Mark V54 is our current leader. I can't keep up with this one. This has been insane as Sky Gears looks to have made a bit of a mistake there coming around the corner. He's got Goomba on his outside. Both cars with DRS. Who's going to make it round on the outside? Goomba's going to try and hang this one around. Gears, though, keeps it tight to the inside, but Goomba is still on the contact. And they're both out of... Oh no, just Sky Gears is out. There's contact. I'm not a steward, so I'm not going to comment on it. But it's been... it has been a bit of a messy start so far. Goomba held it in there. Maybe Gears didn't expect Goomba to still be there, or... I don't know, but there was contact and Gears goes out of this race early on. It is a VSC. So, we're only on lap 3. And there's been so much drama as Mark V54 has pit early off those softs. So he's given up track position. But of course, this is it's not a free pit stop, but you lose a lot less time. Although that is now pretty much nailed on for a 2-stop as we have a severe collision with Will RDC and Gazelle Roadkill. So that is a drive-through penalty for Di Resta. Speeding under the VSC. Such a shame. DRS is now enabled. Mark V54 out in P10. How far behind the leader is he? So Mark V54, 19 seconds behind the lead. And we have some movement going on. That's pits again. So who have we got in a battle? I think Mark is probably going to be the next person. Yeah, Whale, tell me about it. This has been absolutely nuts. It's definitely... It's a barnstorming season opener. I mean, Q3 was entertaining. The race has had so much action, I've not been able to keep up with it all. I mean, I didn't even know Mark was leading the race until about a lap ago, and then he's pitted and he's down in P10. Master Spread currently leads. Gazelle Roadkill has stayed out on those soft tyres. Probably the right choice to do is Danny and Mike are battling. Mike losing out to Danny. These two started towards the back. Danny started in P20, remember, and he's already up to P5. What a start for Danny and Mike, who started, like I said, right near the back. Sky Gears was up with these guys as well, but had a coming together with Goomba. As Big D says, gutted I'm missing this race. What an opening. It's been crazy. Absolutely crazy. Your Red Bull replacement for the day had a great qualifying session, but had a rocket ship of a AlphaTauri send up the inside of about everybody into turn 1. I think the stewards are going to be busy after this race. By the looks of it, as we've got some movement. Oh, it's just a pit stop. Dark Lord there has been passed by Mark V54. Gazelle Roadkill, in the meantime, is having a look at Master Spread, while Demon all the time is closing in on these guys. Just looking further down, actually, because Hambo is about to make a move on Rapid Pajala as he hopes to get his race going again. He's gone onto those soft tyres, and he does make it into P14 for Hambo. Not the start that the champion wanted, of course, but we've seen champions come back from worse positions in the past. And we'll see if Hambo can do just that. He's now chasing after Ghost. But up at the front, we have Gazelle Roadkill closing down on Master Spread on those soft tyres. He needs to get that move done pretty quickly because we're only a couple of laps away from the crossover period between these two tyres. And he's got Demon hunting him down as well. So Master Spread at the moment doesn't look like he has the pace to get away. So he's pushing Gazelle Roadkill, pushing him hard. And he's used all his ERS already. That's only on lap 5, and that's all his ERS used already, as has Master Spread. So a lot of ERS usage early on. And DeResta's gone. What's happened to DeResta? Well, let me just quickly see this overtake. Who got the position first? I think Master Spread will hold on to P1. But let me see if I can see what happened to DeResta. Oh, he's right in the middle of the track. We've seen ghosting on, but it was not on. Oh, it is on, thank God. I just had a mini heart attack as Ghost Rider drove through him there. And we have a full-blown safety car, so this saves a lot of drivers here. It may well really help Mark V54 because he pitted under the VSC for medium, so we'll see where he comes out in comparison to everyone else. Will some of these other medium runners stay out? Will they pit? I reckon Gazelle Roadkill will come into the pits on those 5-lap-old soft tyres. I might be wrong, of course, because track position is always important in Formula 1. Yeah, yeah, Big D, exactly. I'm glad I'm not a steward because we always get turn 1 incidents. Like I said, there's been a funny glitch in this lobby where there's a huge amount of dust and sand being kicked up early on, and you just couldn't see a thing into turn 1, and there was just absolute carnage. I just saw sand, dust. Do you remember those old cartoons where loads of cartoons get into a fight and you just see this cloud of dust? Oh, drive through for Ghost Rider. That's a shame. He can't obviously serve it under a safety car. That is a shame for Ghost Rider. But yeah, you see those sort of cartoon dust clouds where they all have a fight, and you don't know who's winning or who's fighting until the end. It was like that. You couldn't really see the cars. It was just a whole huge sand explosion of cars as Gazelle Roadkill does pit behind Master Spread, and a 5-second penalty for Master Spread for speeding in the pit lane. I think it was an AlphaTauri that went up the inside of a few cars. I think it was an AlphaTauri that caused the sand explosion. But the more controversial incident will come when Goomba and Gears came together just before the curve of death, when Goomba and Gears were side by side and they came together. It may well just have been a case of them locking wheels. Maybe Gears didn't notice Goomba was still going to be there, or maybe Goomba was sticking his nose in when he maybe should have backed out. Like I said, I'm not a steward, I'm just giving all angles. And Mike's been disqualified! Oh, he's overtaken the safety car. Well, the drama just continues here in Bahrain. Mike V Legend, who'd had an absolutely stunning start to this race from near the back of the grid, looks like he's overtaken the safety car, perhaps, because he got disqualified for ignoring yellow flags. This game, honestly, is just. I mean, what we're towards the end of January, and the game came out in July, and Cody's are still screwing people over. I mean, it's just. What do you do? Obviously, I didn't see what happened. He might have just gone full speed and overtaken the safety car, which is illegal. But I can't imagine he's done that if he was in a good position. But yeah, it's so that's DeResta, who obviously crashed out and left his car in the middle of the track. Gears obviously had that DNF in his collision with Goomba, and now we've lost Mike due to a DSQ. So as it stands at the moment, we'll do a quick rundown of the field then. We'll get where is nope, don't look at penalties. Position change, that's what I wanted. So under safety car at the moment. As Big D says, yeah, help the Red Bulls. It will certainly, because they both have not had ideal first lap. Spaffy, of course, had that incident in turn 1, thanks to the dust cloud of an AlphaTauri dust cloud. Then Hunty lost it and lost his front wing, and so they're both now in the top 10 and back with the pack. Hambo, of course, also lost his front wing. He's now back with the pack, so we are going to see plenty more overtaking. And if the first 7 laps are to go by, the fun and the entertainment has not stopped yet. Keep watching, because this is going to go on for another 20 odd laps yet. And it's anyone's race still. You know, Master Spread is still out in the lead. Mark V54, who, like I said, had that pit stop earlier, is now in P2, up 6 places. Demon is still in P3. Dark Lord stayed out. He's up 10 places. A great strategy so far for Dark Lord. He's gone for track position. Let me see what tyres he's on, actually. Dark Lord is on 7-lap old medium, so he chose to stay out. Gazelle Roadkill up to P5. He's up a place. Clem in P6. Danny up 13th place. Remember, he started on the back of the grid after not qualifying. He's now up to P7. Him and Mike the Legend are making great progress through the field. Hunty and Spaffy, of course, they were the front row. They're currently in P8 and P9 ahead of Ghost, who's up 6 places. Hambo, the champion of last season, has had a dramatic first lap. Oh, there's an AlphaTauri. Alfa Romeo, sorry, in the background, who has lost his front... Oh, come on, Cody. That was never a retirement. Look, his front wing has fallen off. It's just fallen off the car. It's literally... Alfa Romeo, you need to build your cars a little bit stronger. Because that wheel has literally just fallen off the car. It's just... This race has been absolutely insane so far. Where was I up to? Safety car is in this lap. Rapid Pajala then P12. Head of Ghost Rider, Goomba, Frozen. Will Odyssey is a lap down. Wasn't able to get that lap back under the safety car. Evening Grit, how are you feeling today? A bit better. I imagine you're talking about my long list of bottle jobs. The latest one, of course, was Imola. I just cannot finish a race. But yeah, back to commentary, so I don't have to do the racing this time. Looking forward to the driver draw for RF1, of course, on Monday. But we're about to get going. Master Spread will lead them way ahead of Mark V54. Mark V54 will be hoping to get a good start, hanging on to the coattails of Master Spread. Master Spread has gone, and he's got the jump on Mark. And Gazelle Roadkill looks to be already having a look at the Dark Lord. We've got some movement further back as well. But let me just go back onto the Dark Lord and Gazelle Roadkill. And he has got the move done up the inside, has he? No, he hasn't. But up front, Mark V54 has been passed by Demon. Great move around the outside from PRF1 Demon. Plenty of action all the way from the field early on off this restart. Looks like a nice clean restart as Hunty is looking for a move up the inside of Danny and gets the move done, does he? No! Danny hangs it around the outside. Now Hunty does get the move done, and Spaffy is going to be next on the charge for him. As we have Frozen and Goomba. Goes up beside and Goomba's lost it! Goomba just loses the rear and round he goes. Yellow flag there, but nothing to do. Spaffy as well. There's Williams in the background flying through. Thank God for the random ghosting there of the lapped car. For the front Dark Lord has run really wide there. There's action all over the place again, and I'm struggling to keep up as Hunty already making his way up to P7. Hambo in P15 looks like he may have had an issue on the restart somewhere, and it is not going the right way. Just seen that bottle emoji. Great, thanks. I've lost my train of thought now. Yellow flag somewhere. What has happened? I think that might be Ghost. Yes, Ghost. Looks like he may have just saved that one, actually. Almost dying on the curb of death. Let's go further up the field. We have Danny all over the back of Clem with Hunty on the back of Danny. So it looks like Danny got that position back from Hunty, as Codemasters have once again given me a great view of that overtake. Not. And Danny gets himself into P5. Further back we have Spaffy making a move on the Dark Lord, getting himself into P8. And further Rapid Pajala and Frozen are side by side, and Frozen just gets his elbows out a little bit there to keep that position. But Rapid Pajala there will stay in P11. Dark Lord has lost the place to Frozen this time. Will he be able to keep it stick? Sorry, make it stick, not keep it stick. I'll get my words out eventually. Come on, Massey, get your teeth back in. Let's go back up to the front, because Demon now is who, after making his way past Mark V54, Gazelle Roadkill has also got past Mark V54. But there is now a clear battle for the lead between Master Spread and Demon. Hambo in the pits. Is that for a wing change, do we think? It probably was. Real shame for Hambo. It has not gone his way at all tonight. Real shame for the champion. But he is a champion, and he will come back stronger again. We know he will. He's got the pace to. Sometimes it goes your way, sometimes it doesn't. It's a 24 race season. So 1 DNF does not mean the end of the world. We have a yellow flag. Spaffy's gone. Spaffy has gone. And Ghost has gone as well. Oh, he just misses the wall. Just misses the wall. Ghost with his life flashing before his eyes as he just misses that barrier that sticks out. We're going to have a look where Spaffy has lost it now. I can guess where he's lost it. There is his car. And there is Spaffy. That is a shame. Providing great entertainment, great overtakes, and he has lost it. And once again, that helps Hambo out, as he'll be able to catch up to the back of the pack. Absolute carnage here. And I tell you what, I love the fact we're on board with Ghost, as he Will obviously picks up penalty under safety car conditions. Never the right thing to do. But yeah, on board with Ghost. I can't wait to watch that one back, as he lost it on the curb of death, and you just saw his car getting closer and closer to the barrier, and then as he was about to hit the barrier just, it's where it goes in and just disappeared. And Ghost lives to fight another day. That is the difference between his P6 at the moment, but that barrier cutting away into the cutting away for him was the difference between a DNF and currently P6. Absolutely insane stuff here. We're only on lap 11. We're not even at half distance yet, and Hambo's pretty much covered every position, as has Hunty. Danny has been up and down the field. We currently have both Aston Martins in podium positions. Clem at the moment, who doesn't have a penalty, is currently net P1. It's just been absolutely insane. What a season opener PRF1 have had. It's been, like I said, carnage at turn 1. It looks like the sandstorm has dissipated, so we should be able to see the cars, because I can't see any more sand on the track, which was just, like I said, as Greza put, I've never seen that glitch in a Bahrain lobby before, where there's just sand all over the track. Obviously it's real conditions, but I didn't know they had a sandstorm as a condition for Bahrain. Which is the first. Safety car won't be in this lap. We've still got 2 cars to catch up. Will RDC, obviously, as we know, is a lap down. Let's see where Will RDC is in the pack. He is... what's that? About 4th car along. So he's got... oh, and Goomba's just appeared. Oh, he's going into the pits. Is Goomba, so he's going to get rid of those tyres. Let me just put tyres back on. Where is tyres? There it is. Fast lap at the moment is Hambo with a 30.0. He's gone onto the medium tyres, so he may look to go to the end on those tyres now, potentially. Same with the likes of Demon. Guys at risk at the moment, Clem in a good position on the hards, but Master Spread and Gazelle Roadkill, 4 lap old mediums. They've still got to do 17.5 laps on those tyres, which means they'll have done about 21 laps on them by the time we get to the end of the race. That is a long old stint in Bahrain on the medium tyres, so that will be impressive if he can manage that. I think it might have been, was it Hambo that took his tyres nearly the entire race distance in Portimao, which was just insane. So obviously if anyone can take the tyres a long way, it's Hambo, and he's currently in P14, so he's going to have some overtaking to do. He's got some soft tyre runners in front of him who will most likely have to pit again, but they've gone for aggression over track position at the end. Hunty has gone onto the soft tyre, so he's going to need to make moves early. But that's well within his capability. He's got the likes of Danny and Mark V ahead of him, so he will not be easy to pass. Very quick drivers, of course. And behind him is Frozen, who currently in P9. Don't make another Frozen joke. Don't make another Frozen joke. We'll let that one go. Whee! Sorry, 4 times now. I'll stop. Let me go back onto leader. Sorry, interval, that's what we want. So safety car is in this lap. So let's go back up with Master Spread, who's already done 1 restart and did it well. He's got Gazelle Roadkill behind him like he had on the last restart. Gazelle Roadkill will be hoping he can hold on to P2 this time, as he had Demon get past him at turn 1 on the previous restart. I'm going to call it Gazelle Roadkill, the Sandstorm Creator. Oh, like I said, I'm going to be watching this back later. I want to see if I can see the chaos at turn 1, because oh, Master Spread has gone. He's gone early. Have they gone with him? think Gazelle Roadkill has gone with him this time. Clem has been left a little bit, but he has... Demon is... Oh no, it's the lapped car. That's fine. And Danny looks to have got a good start all over the back of Mark V. And here comes Hunty, who's got to try and make it 3 wide and thinks better of it. Danny's going to try and go up the inside of Mark. Mark hangs it around the outside on those hard tyres, which then becomes the inside of turn 3 and holds on to P6 for now. As Ghost Rider has got past... Oh, I knew I'd missed that as that happened. As Danny goes up the inside of Mark this time. Mark's going to have to cut back in and see if he can hold up Hunty, who's got to try and make the move on Mark as well on those soft tyres and should get that move done. And does indeed on the soft tyres with that extra grip. Great move there from Hunty. They're always opportunistic to get that move done. He's now going to try and chase after Danny. Further back in the field, we have Goomba, who's looking for a move on Ghost Rider. That's never going to work. His teammate Hambo drives right around the outside. I can't imagine Goomba fighting that one too hard as their teammates, and he doesn't. And Hambo moves himself up into P13. Is he going to try and make a move on Ghost Rider now? He got a better exit. He's in the slipstream. Hambo then hunting down Ghost Rider. He's not going to be close enough on this occasion, but he should be close enough when we come down to the start-finish straight. He's all over the back of Ghost Rider, though. We're going to have a look at PRF1 Danny as they all run a little bit wide. They may have well picked up warnings for that, so that will add to their count. And we have a lap car just getting well out of the way there. Oh, I say getting out of the way. You must rejoined back through a car there. Now, what can Danny do here? He gets a much better turn in there. He's all over the back of Ghost. No DRS yet. It's all about straight line speed and ERS, of which they both have plenty of. They're coming down the start-finish straight now. Demon up ahead, actually, has just got past Clem as he heads up the inside of Clem. They're still side by side as they head towards turn 2. Clem fighting this one hard and keeps the move. Ghost holds on, and Danny and Hunty are side by side. Not anymore. They're not, though, as Demon is looking to try and go for a move up the inside, this time of Clem. Clem, side by side. They're still battling side by side. We're missing the Hunty and Danny battle for this, but I'm trying to keep as many battles as I can. And we'll quickly go back to Hunty, who looks to have got that move done on Danny. Hunty's going to try and switch back. Is he going to send up the inside? No, he's not close enough. Just taking his time. Good patience being shown here from Hunty to not send it. And it's not a great exit from Ghost. And Hunty gets the move completed and will get that one done nice and easily. It wasn't the best exit from Ghost. And Hunty already up to P5 on those soft tyres. Danny up next, though. He's all over the back. Looks like Ghost struggling on those 11 lap O mediums. Danny's being forced to go around the outside the long way. Just runs a little bit out of room and grip, but he is still there. And yes, Danny gets the move done. And Ghost returns just in front of Mark there. And running wide again. Yeah, I think Ghost is struggling with those tyres because I think Mark is about to get this move done on him here. He's going to go up the inside of the final corner. And yeah, gets that move done nice and easily. We now have DRS enabled. Rapid Pajal and Hambo fighting. Hambo about to take P11, a little bit of contact. Hopefully he didn't get any damage off that. As Hambo's race has been scary enough for him. As Ghost is about to get repassed. We're 3 wide into turn 1. 3 wide and Frozen gets up the inside of Ghost as well. Great move from Frozen. And the Dark Lord, and they're side by side still. The Dark Lord and Ghost. And Ghost has gone all the way down to P10. Hambo is now P11 ahead of his teammate. He's dragging him through with him. Good teamwork there from the Mercedes driver. This is insane stuff here in Bahrain. And Hunty now is on the back of the Demon train with Demon, Clem and Hunty. See if Hunty can make any more progress on those soft tyres. Master spread so far, creating a gap up front of about 2 seconds now to Gazelle Roadkill, while Demon at the moment in P3, 1.8 seconds further back. Hambo then is next up for Ghost. Hambo's going to try and go around the outside. He should have a lot more grip. Round the outside he goes, and and he's just broke too late there as Ghost, and he's tapped Hambo. Hambo has been in the wars today. Just needs to be a bit careful with his defending there. It's just beginning to weave a little bit. Maybe he's a bit tired of seeing so many cars go past him. I didn't see any front wing end plate go off Hambo there, and Hambo should get this move done. Although he's going to give up DRS here. But will he have the grip to try and pull a gap? We're about to see Hunty actually make a move on Clem. So Hunty going down the inside of the Aston Martin driver. He's on the soft tyre, so we'll have more grip than Clem. But Clem holds it in there, and Clem is going to try and fight this one all the way. Hambo in the meantime is still fighting with Ghost. Let me just quickly go back and see that one. Ghost is still there in the same position. Frozen in the meantime is having a battle with Mark V. Mark V loses out to Dark Lord, and no, he doesn't. They were about 3 wide at one point. Hambo then goes up to P10 on those medium tyres. Next on his hit list will be this trio that we're currently watching, as Dark Lord tries to go on the outside there of Mark V. Oh, Ghost Rider and Art Ghost. So Art Ghost on those worn mediums is falling and dropping like a stone, unfortunately. And he runs wide again, and even the lapped car of Will RDC is managing to fight him and overtake. As Frozen and has been passed by Mark V. Now Mark V up to P7. As Art Ghost gets a 3-second time penalty to add to his woes. It's not worked out for him staying out on those tyres, unfortunately. Despite surviving a near-death experience, the safety car restart has not gone his way. Hunty then about to take P3 away from Demon. Like I said, he started on the front row. Didn't have an ideal start to the race, but he's fighting his way back now. He's in P3. Like I said, he'll probably have to pit again. So this race is by no means over for anybody, and Ghost Rider and Rapid Pajala are about to go side by side. They are side by side, in fact, as Ghost Rider is up into P12. Rapid Pajala's got to fight this one though, and oh, does he just run into the back of him a bit there? I think he avoided damage though, and they're side by side. Rapid Pajala's got that move done and cuts back in front of Ghost Rider. Demon now will be hoping to stick onto the rear end of Hunty like glue, and hopefully he'll pull him towards the Gazelle Roadkill. Gazelle Roadkill is now 3 seconds back, as Hambo has already caught and passed the Dark Lord. I think the Dark Lord made a mistake there, because he cut that time down very quickly indeed, and Hambo is on the charge. He is a man possessed now, is Hambo, the champion, who's had a, let's face it, a quite disastrous first half of the race. No fault of his own. Well, his spin may have been his own fault when he lost his front wing, but other than that, he's just had no luck for the first half of the race. But he's in P9 at the moment, on those medium tyres that should go to the end. So we'll see how far he can get. Hunty at the moment is on, oh, yellow flag. We've got Arc Ghost is gone. Where's he gone? There he is, and oh. So that same wall, and oh, what an odd corner cut. I didn't need to do that, did he? Just randomly cut the entire corner. Yeah, that wall that Art Ghost just missed before to avoid DNFing has decided that actually no. Oh, and Will Darcy is cutting every corner. I wonder if this is going to be retirement in the pits for Will RDC. And 5 seconds speed in the pit lane. 3, 2, 1, and DNF. I timed that one well, didn't I? that was yeah. It was a lap down, of course. Safety, he wasn't getting his laps back from the safety car. I don't know what the rules are in the league for retiring the pits, but you can probably understand it. It's 10 laps to go, and he wasn't getting. He didn't look like he was getting any points. Having said that, there's only 13 cars left in the race now. If he'd have stayed in, 3 more retirements, he's got himself a point. I'm always an avid supporter of staying in the race unless you've got actual car damage. Oh, Goomba! Goomba has picked up a drive-through penalty. Oh, Goomba, what have you done? Now the question is now, what does Hunty do? Because this will obviously allow him to extend his stint. But at the same time, those softs are going to be horrible at the end of the race. Does he pit and try and charge through the field again? Or does he stay out? Because he'll have the pace advantage for the next few laps after the safety car restart, but then the mediums are going to come back at him. And I think at the moment, the likes of Demon, Danny, they're in a great position now for this race, because neither of them have penalties. They're both on medium tyres. Gazelle Roadkill is pitting. Oh, could we see them all pit? Oh, they're all coming in, aren't they? Is anyone going to stay out for track position? What will Mark do? Mark is staying out for track position. He's going to take the lead of the Bahrain Grand Prix. Frozen is staying out. We're going to have Elsa in the top 3. Hambo has stayed out, so Hambo has gone for track position as well. So he has decided he's going to go for track position. I'm not sure that's the smartest decision for Hambo. I'm no expert, but I would have probably pitted if I was Hambo. These soft... Oh, that was close. Very close indeed. They all slammed onto the safety car, and I don't think Hambo maybe saw them, or saw them late, or maybe the safety car slammed on and caught them all unawares, but that was very nearly Hambo's race over and would have compounded what has been a race full of bad luck so far. But yeah, like I was saying, should Hambo have pitted then? You know, started working his way through the field like the rest of the soft tyre runners? Or is track position key? Does he feel confident enough to get past these two in front quicker than the soft tyres are going to get to him? The soft tyre runners are going to get to him, sorry. He's got no penalties, of course, at the moment. But that's Hambo's challenge now, isn't it? He needs to get past Mark and Frozen quicker than what Hunty, Demon and Master Spread and Co are going to get to him, and hope to God that by the end of the race he's built up a big enough gap and that Mark being Frozen can hold the soft tyre runners up for him. Having said that, Mark V54 is no slouch, and he's on hard tyres, which by the end of the race will have probably better grip than the mediums. So yeah, it's a tough one to call this. As Moomin says, bet Hambo had code brown. I bet he did at that point. Good reactions from Hambo to avoid it, but it's one of those situations where maybe he was just trying to catch up to the pack, and maybe looked down at his controller or his wheel, looked down at his phone, looked down at his hood, looked up, and boom, there's a Haas in front of him. So yeah, Hambo needs a new racing seat, said Big D. He does. There's some brown stuff on that seat. Lots of brown stuff on that seat. But he survives to fight another day. He's had his fair share of bad luck. Maybe that was the one bit of good luck he needed to carry on. As we've seen him do champion drives last season, he's got a challenge on his hands now. Safety car is actually in. I didn't see the message for that. As Mark V54 is off. Hambo has already got past Frozen. Elsa has let it go there, and Hambo's had to fall back in line. I think maybe overtook him before the safety car line, perhaps. Hunty already on the move, has got past Ghost Rider. That is not what Hambo wants to see. Hambo now has to get past Frozen, otherwise he's going to have Hunty all over him. Hambo looking to make the move early here. Hunty needs to follow him through. Can't follow him through. Hambo has now a car between himself and the soft tyre runners as Demon makes move. Hunty is up. He's gone around the outside now, which becomes the inside of Frozen. Frozen is forced a little bit wide. Oh, there's contact. Oh, Frozen. Elsa goes dropping down the field. That is a shame for Elsa. And yeah, did he deserve a bit more room there? Should he have maybe given that one up? Who knows? That's again another one for the stewards. The stewards will have plenty to look at after this race. And Frozen, who was having a great drive, is now down to P13 after he gambled after staying out the safety car. Clem has made the move on Ghost Rider up into P7. And we have Hunty. What's happened? What's happened to Hambo? Where's Hambo? Oh, Hambo's lost at the curb of death. Oh, Hambo. I don't think he likes this track. Probably not a fan of this track, if I'm being honest. Master Spread, though, looking for the move on Demon. The soft tyre runners are now ganging up on the Papaya McLaren. Mark V54 has just looked in his mirrors and just seen a train of soft tyre runners hunting him down. This could get interesting very quickly. How wide is that McLaren, Mark V54? How wide is it indeed? As we see Master Spread the inside of Danny there, taking P4, and now he can go on the hunt after Demon. And Mark V54 has been passed by Hunty while we were watching that. So Hunty already up to P1, and Hunty is definitely now favourite for this one. Mark V54 isn't going to give it up without a fight though. He's a good battler. But of course he's just needs to keep it consistent now, because of course he's not on the best of tyre. He's got a lot of guys behind him now that will have a lot more grip and will be looking for moves at every opportunity. You can see how much more grip they've got, almost the concertina effect of them falling in behind, as Demon is now hunting down Mark, and you can see the gap Hunty's picked already and how crucial it is for these guys to get this move done on Mark as quickly as humanly possible. Because the gap that Hunty's going to pull out is going to keep extending. Hunty at the moment has pulled a 1 second gap since he got past. I wonder if Hunty's just going to try and... Oh, of course, we won't have DRS this lap, will he? I was going to say, I wonder if he'll try and keep marking his DRS to protect himself from the chasing pack, but you won't get DRS anyway. Demon is going to have a look at the inside. So Master Spread was actually having a look at Demon there. The Gazelle Roadkill picks up a 3-second time penalty. As Greza says, Hunty is on form. He certainly is. He's driving insane at the moment. As Demon is looking up the inside of Mark V. He needs to get this move done into turn 1. Master Spread is going to have a look as well. Oh, I thought he's going to make it 3 wide. As Demon has a look at the inside, is he going to get it done? Mark V then has the inside of the next corner and holds on to position. Great driving there from Mark on those hard tyres to keep that position. Oh, and Demon's actually coming back. We've got so many moves going on at the same time. And is he going to get the move done? Master Spread also. There's 4 cars on the same bit of tarmac. 5 cars on the same bit of tarmac. Master Spread up into P3. Danny in P4. And with all of that, Mark V54, great driving, holds on to P2. Clem is now up the inside of Demon, which then becomes the outside of this horrible downhill. And oh, lovely move there. Just cuts him off and holds on to P5. Great driving from Mark on those hard tyres. You're going to have to earn this one if you want to come past him. He is doing Hunty a great favour as Master Spread does get that move done now, actually. As I say, he's got to earn it. Gets the move done. And oh, Mark just runs a little bit wide there. That's going to give Danny the chance around the outside. Oh, surely not. Surely he wasn't going to try it on the outside. There, and that was Clem going for a move on the outside of Danny. That would have been an incredible move had he pulled that one off. Danny now on the inside of Mark V54. He may lose all of these positions by the end of this race, but it has been one hell of an entertaining battle that Mark has put up. Clem now on those soft tyres is going to come up behind Mark V54. Both burning their ERS, of course. Clem pulling out to the inside. Mark going defensive, and Mark's actually going to go for a move on Danny. Mark's got the move back, but he's run deep and run wide, and I've just squeaked like a little girl. Probably woken my dad with that squeak. As Demon and Mark V now going side by side. So Mark went for the move, and unfortunately he's now going to get passed by Gazelle Roadkill. No, he holds on to the position. A little bit of a squeeze there as Hambo sets the fastest lap of the race on those soft tyres down in P11, catching up to the back of his teammate. But yeah, Mark V went for a move on Danny, try and get it back, but ran deep, and that's cost him a couple of positions. But great entertaining stuff here in Bahrain. We've still got 6.5 laps left to go. Hunty's gap over Master Spread is coming down now that they've cleared Mark V54. It's down to 1.8 seconds from the 2 and a bit seconds that it was. So can Master Spread turn this into a battle for the lead, or has Hunty got this one in the bag? We've got 6.5 laps left to find out. And then who knows who we'll be talking to? Who knows? I have no idea who we're going to be talking to. Not a absolute clue. As Gazelle Roadkill just runs wide in the background there. I'll go on board then with Danny, who is hunting down Master Spread. These guys are closing down on Hunty. What they need to do is work together. Once DRS is activated, is work together to close the gap down to Hunty. I mean, it's whether they want to work together, of course. If Clem can get past Danny, we might see the Astons work together. Danny, of course, is out for this for himself. Master Spread's got the gap down to 1.5 seconds now. He's coming. Hunty, watch out. Up further back, the Dark Lord has got the move done on Ghost Rider. Sorry, I missed that one. But Ghost Rider's got to fight him out around the outside. Becomes the inside. Lovely move around the outside from Ghost Rider as Mark V54 and Gazelle Roadkill. Oh, Mark's lost it. I don't know if there was contact. I only caught the ending of it. But Mark V54 has lost it. Just needs to be careful with the other cars coming in. Yeah, keeps well out of the way. What a shame for Mark. He was having a great drive, great battle on those hard tyres. But unfortunately, he has lost it at turn 4 in that McLaren. As we head back up to the front, the gap staying at 1.5 seconds. Can these guys close it down? 1.4 now to Hunty with 5 and a bit laps to go. They are hunting him down. They need to get towards that DRS section. Hunty will just be just 1.3 seconds now. It's getting closer. Hunty's lost about half a second almost on this lap alone. He doesn't have damage or anything, does he? I hope not. It's down to 1.1 seconds. Master Spread is on a charge, and he's bringing the cavalry with him. Danny and Clem are hunting Hunty along with Master Spread. This is going to be a crazy finish. I still don't know who's going to win it. None of the top 5 have penalties, so it will be decided on track unless any of them pick up any warnings before the end. As Danny calls out of the slipstream, he's not going to make it from there. Clem is hoping to try and get a cutback, see if he can get a move done and make it 2 Aston Martins on the podium. further back. Ghost Rider and Dark Lord still going at it. But Dark Lord keeps the move. He is in P7 in the Alpine. Can the Ferrari man get him back with the assistance of DRS as Hambo sets another fastest lap of the race? Gets himself into P9 as Mark has come into the pits and goes onto soft tyres. Maybe he's going to try and get the fastest lap. They'll go back up the front now. It's 1.1 seconds. They're still not quite in that DRS. If they can get into that DRS zone, all of a sudden we'll have a four-way battle for the lead with just 4 laps to go if he can get into that DRS section. That DRS detection point. 1.06 fluctuates between 1 and 1.1. Hunty will be desperately trying to keep that gap above 1 second. And Master will be hoping to get in it because he's going to have Danny all over the back of him if he can't get in it. So they're going to head down the back straight. Let's see now. He's activating his ERS. He's almost out of ERS. He's heading down the back straight. He's tantalisingly close. I think Master Spread has just kept him out of it. It's 1.1 seconds. Yeah, he's just kept him out of DRS, and that's probably because Master Spread is out of ERS. He's now going to be under pressure from Danny. Can Danny get the move done into turn 1? We'll go on board with Danny. Master Spread goes defensive. This is going to cost them time here to Hunty. Danny goes around the outside and is going to get the move done. And Clem is going to try and follow them through. They're 3 wide down the back straight. Who's going to lose out here? Master Spread loses out. Clem just runs out of room. And Danny takes P2. Master Spread goes from P2 to P4. We have a yellow flag somewhere. I think it might have just been a bit of contact between between Dark Lord and Ghost Rider perhaps. As we have Frozen actually about to make a move there on Rapid Pajala, and Frozen gets himself into P11. Nice move there from the Haas man. Like I said, it was so unfortunate earlier on. That little battle will have helped Hunty, of course, because the gap was tantalisingly close for those 3 to get to within DRS. But now it's jumped back up to 1.2 seconds. Now can Danny close that gap to Hunty? It's at 1.1 again now. Oh no! And Danny's gone. Danny has gone, and he's out. He's out of the race. Safety car. Would you believe it? Would you, Adam and Eve it? If you wanted more drama, you've just got it. Because PRF1 Danny, trying to close that gap to Hunty, he was closing it and closing it, trying to get it to 1 second, has just lost it at the curb of death. That corner has claimed so many victims tonight. And Danny, out of this race, was in P20, aiming for a last to first challenge, and was on target to do it, closing that gap to about 1 second. Would have had the slipstream down the final straight and potentially DRS. Oh, Danny almost as last to first challenge. We are seeing people jump into the pits. The top 3 have stayed out. Now, is that a mistake? Because Demon may have just pulled an absolute blinder here if he has the grip. Now, the problem we are going to have, though, is we're not going to have DRS, so it is going to be done all on the power of ERS and grip. So Demon may have to get his elbows out, and if you just look in P5, he was out of the race almost. Plenty of front wings changed, couple of spins. Hambo's in P5, ladies and gentlemen. That's why I say to people, stay in the race. Because Hambo could have quite easily retired in the pits out of frustration. It wasn't going his way. He lost it on the curb of death after climbing up the field. He's now back up in P5. You know, on 5 lap softs, which are fresher than the front 3. I don't think we've seen the end of the carnage, because they're very evenly matched, these guys. Very evenly matched. And when you get 5 or 6 guys together that are all evenly matched, more often than not, you have a coming together. A safety car is coming in this lap, as I thought it would do. We're going to have 2 laps of frenetic action. Please, please, guys, keep it clean into turn 1, because this is going to be insane. As Mark V54 has picked up a 3-second time penalty under the safety car, pushing to try and catch up. I think they will all catch up in time, so we will have all 12 cars together for the restart, as Dark Lord picks up a 3-second time penalty. It's a safety car, guys, just chill. So when will Hunty go? 2 laps of charge He's going to leave it to the last moment, of course. Nope, there he goes. Hunty has gone. Demon has got a good restart. He's got to get Master Spread already by the looks of it. Pulls out to the inside. Master Spread's going to go defensive. No, he's not. He's going to just hold on to the slipstream of his teammate. There is a move going on further back, but I just want to see if anything happens at the front. Gazelle Roadkill in the meantime. Frozen up to P7 with Goomba getting very close indeed. Further up the field though, Demon is side by side. Hambo getting his nose in there as well. Can Hambo find his way back to the podium? Hambo side by side with Demon. Hambo makes it up into P4. Great move there from Hambo. Can Demon come back at him? He's going to have a look up the inside. No, doesn't come back at him there. Not ideal for Demon on those fresh soft tyres. It's actually gone the wrong way. There was a move made further back there as Dark Lord is ahead of Pajala. I think Pajala has lost it there, potentially coming together between the two of them. Hambo then in P4. Demon needed to make moves early on with the fresh softs. Has gone backwards after Hambo made a great move on him after Demon tried the move on Master Spread. Now can Hambo make any more positions? Could Hambo get back to the podium? This is just insane. This is insane. My original prediction, if you remember, for this race was Hunty, Hambo, Master Spread. I thought I jinxed all three of them at one point. Only Clem is in the way of my podium. Move out of the way, Clem. Yeah, Mimus has said it. Almost got your top three back now. I have indeed. Hambo then. Demon there looking for the move on Hambo. Could Demon get P4 back? He's on the fresher soft tyres. He's going to go on the outside. He then cuts in front, which becomes the inside. He's going for a double overtake. Demon is going to go for a double overtake on the fresh soft tyres. He has the grip advantage. Goes around the outside. That becomes the inside, and Demon makes the move. What a move from PRF1 Demon. Brilliant, brilliant stuff. And now I've got Master Spread having to defend from Hambo, and Hambo's going to try and go around the outside. Gazelle Roadkill is getting interested in this battle as well. We're on the final lap here. I've not even looked at Hunty, who's now got a 1 second gap. This race is done and dusted now for Hunty, you would think. But the podium position, the final podium position, is anyone's guess still as we come into the final half of this race. It's been action non-stop from start to finish. 12 cars left from 20 that started. All cars still, apart from Pajala, on the same straight, thanks to that late safety car, as Ghost Rider now looking for a move on SF1 Goomba. I will quickly jump up to the front in a second because I have a feeling Demon will look to get P2. I am going to go up to the front, actually. Demon has a great view there, Cody. Cheers for that. What a view that is. Brilliant, thanks. So Demon, is he going to find a last gas move here on Clem? We've got Hunty, who's going to take the win. I'm not going to be able to look at the leader. Hunty is going to take the win after a brilliant drive. Demon is going to try and take this from the line, but he's not going to get there. It is Hunty, Clem, Demon, Master Spread. Hambo, after a disastrous race, takes P5 ahead of Goomba, Gazelle Roadkill, Frozen, Ghost Rider. Mark V54 gets the final point. Dark Lord misses out by 4/10 of a second, and Rapid Pajala, who had that spin at the hairpin, like I said, I don't know if there was contact, they were certainly close on the map. He finished in P12, seconds off the back. Yeah, Dolphin, it was a brilliant view, that wasn't it? Just as they were getting close to each other. We'll just have a look at the infield instead. Cheers, Cody's. And breathe. I mean, I guess I should probably pick a driver of the day from that lot. Who? Let's get some people in for an interview as well, shall we? Gamer card, invite to party. Oh, we've got to speak to Flem. Brilliant. Invite to party. Invite to party. So, there you have it. Hunty takes the win. 7/10 of a second ahead of Clem, who takes P2. Demon with that double overtake on the final lap gets P3. Master Spread just misses out on the podium in P4 ahead of Hambo, who survived Armageddon, really, throughout that race to get P5. Goomba in P6 ahead of Gazelle Roadkill in P7. Frozen in P8 ahead of Ghost Rider in P9. Mark V54 rounds out your top 10 with Dark Lord and Rapid Pajala as your final finishers. Retirements, we saw Danny retire late on after almost completing a last to first challenge ahead of Ghost, who retired, Will RDC, Spaffy, Wraith, Mike V Legend, who got disqualified thanks to the lovely Cody's game, DeResta and Sky Gears, who had that coming together with Goomba. I'm sure the stewards will be busy with that one.
That's the statement.
Yeah. It was action-packed from start to finish. We've got who we've got in the party. We've got Clem and Demon. No Hunter yet. I'll see. Did I invite Hunty? I'm sure I did. I'll just spam him with invites. 1 second. Gamer card. No, not Super Light.
There he is.
Invite to party. Right. 1 second. Okay, so we'll start off with... Was that Hunter that just joined? Sorry. No, it wasn't. We'll start off then... oh, he is in.
Yeah,
so we'll start off with P3, who was... who was P3 again?
Me.
You. Okay, we'll start with P3, Mr. Demon. I don't even know where to start with any of you with this race. It was just... Turn 1 was just a cloud of sand. You'll see it if you watch the replay. We didn't see much other than just a giant sand explosion. But yeah, tell us about your race, Demon. That was just insane, and we'll come to your double overtake on the last lap in a second as well.
I'm going to say, I caught that one because that was unbelievable, Jeff.
Yeah, we caught it.
That was just chaos. There's no other word to describe it. Chaos. I mean, I don't know what happened in turn 1. A lot of people forgot where the brake pedal was. And, I mean, poor Sparth got all that work to get Paul, and unfortunately had sideboard damage, which is why he couldn't control the car. It's the people just missing the brakes. I don't know how I avoided it, but we avoided it. Continuing on.
Yeah.
See the first early safety car. I only pitted based on what Master Spread did ahead. I saw them pitting, I thought, yeah, I might as well go for it. With some fresh softs and go mediums at the end and try something different other than everyone else and going hards. And then another safety car came out. I kind of fucked that up a little bit. And then another one. And I went to some Warn sauce, which was a bad idea because they died immediately. And so I thought I'd drop so far back. And then the other safety car thought, well, that's a perfect opportunity. Not going to lose anything. Get a new set, try and chase and get some more positions, and we get P3 in the end, which is pretty good. Pretty good result for a first race.
You always speak in that monotone.
Yes, I do.
Well, it was... I mean, it was action from start to finish. It was entertaining. I mean, I could tell from just Q3 that the race was going to be entertaining, but I believe it was an Alpha Tauri that was sort of the bowling effect of turn 1 from what I saw. So you guys are going to be busy with your inboxes after, I'm sure. But yeah, we just want to talk about that last lap overtake. Obviously, you got the inside, so you went the outside of one and then the inside of the other. Was it just instinctive? Did you expect to have the overspeed for the second car, or was it just sort of
well,
the stamp and send it?
To be honest, what I was expecting is I'm going to get boxed in by Hambo here, and I'm going to have to back up a little bit, and God knows what could have gone wrong, but I saw the tiniest of gap open, and I just like, I'll just go for it. Take him out.
Well, it provided the entertainment. That sort of take him out attitude was the exact sort of entertainment we wanted at the start of the last lap. So, yeah, huge congratulations on P3. You've got Silverstone next week. What are your thoughts on the home of motor racing?
It's an alright track. It's just a very problematic penalty situation for me.
Yes, certainly the exit of the likes of Cops. It's although you can track extend there, so we'll see what your league
that down in the
track extending. But yeah, GG, great race. We're going to move on to P2. Haven't spoken to him for a while, but of course the world knows him as PRF1 Flem, driving the Aston Martin, of course. How was that race for you? Up and down the field, great end to the race. You've ended up with P2 on the opener.
It's a fucking flame-coloured car as well, isn't it? Oh, for fuck's sake.
Flammable.
That's not going anywhere again. Yeah, shit quality. Everyone's like, oh, stop sandbagging. And I was like, no, that's my genuine pace. And I was like, yeah, I'll just try and stick with you as you all fuck off. And everyone kind of did that and was just crashing into each other. avoided it and then just stuck along with Fuse and Huntley on my hards and DRS, and then safety car came out. I was like, yeah, I'll stick on the softs. And trying to get past Mark, that was that was fun. Fuse to bail out because he hasn't got the balls. And then Paul Fanny, he dropped it. And it was brought out of safety car, which I didn't think it would do. And it was just a great day for Aston Martin. And, you know, Ryan sends me a message saying, come on, mate, I thought I expected better. I finished above you. Thanks, Ryan.
That's one way to gain number one status in the team. Sorry, Ryan. You've been demoted to Lance Strollville after Bahrain. But yeah, great drive. Same question. You've got Silverstone next week. What are your thoughts on Silverstone?
As long as it's not raining and cops, I'll be alright. I love it.
Yeah,
I absolutely
it's
love
Silverstone.
it.
There's always a chance of rain.
I absolutely love it. I've always had great races there. It's been brilliant. Me and Fanny have always had a ding dong over there too as well. Absolutely love it. But yeah, cops, I hate it.
I think a lot of people hate cops. Turn 1 and cops. But it's the perfect way to start a season, of course. You're on the podium. You've got a track you're good at next. So
I'm just going to say,
result.
cops come and made Clem's debut.
Yes.
Fun fact.
They had the spin counter for how many times I did it cops. I think it hit 9.
Well, hopefully they keep the counter away next week. Then.
I think it hit 9.
Wow. Okay, that's
Yeah.
1 every 3 laps.
Yeah.
So that is impressive.
Yeah. Exactly.
But well, congrats on your spin counter. Hopefully you don't have to use it next week. And fingers crossed you have a good race in Silverstone and keep the championship going. We're going to move on to Hunty, who on paper got pole, won the race, probably led the most laps. Probably wasn't as easy as that on the face of it. How was that race for you?
Certainly not very easy on the face of it. Started off well, got a decent little gap on the mediums. Then obviously decided to spin myself right round on the curb. Somehow didn't die. Had a dead front wing, so came in around the back of the pack, just chilling. Then another safety car came out, just stuck on another set of mediums, trundled around, really made a couple positions. Waited for the next safety car, in which I put on softs and everyone else put on mediums and hards. So I made up a load of track position from I think like 9th all the way to 3rd, which then allowed me for the next safety car to put on another set of softs and then fight for the lead. So yeah, it wasn't as easy as pole and then win. But it was certainly, as I said when I first spun, I like a comeback fight. It's fun. I don't like having the thing to become a comeback race, but the comeback race, very fun. And I would just like to end with quoting what Master Spread said before the last restart. PRF1 Clem will not be an issue. And then he ended up in about 5th. So, quality.
Yeah. There you go,
And
Ryan.
Inter-team fighting.
And Ryan also said during qualifying, because I went out first, he was like, who's out? I was like, I'm out in 1st. He was like, that's the only time you'll be in 1st this weekend, so enjoy it. So also, fuck you, Ryan.
Oh, I do love it. It's been a spicy qualifying, an even spicier race, and a spicy podium interview. Great entertainment from everybody that we've seen here in PRF1 today. It's been one hell of a race. As I mentioned, you've got Silverstone next week. Are you a fan of Silverstone, Hunty? Is that one of your favourite tracks? Are you looking to carry on the form?
I love Silverstone, so hopefully we can finish on the podium and hopefully retain the lead of the championship.
Yeah, well, as Greza said, you are the man on form at the moment, going from the end of most of your leagues last season to starting this season. You've certainly got your pace back, which is great to see. I'm not happy, of course.
No, of course not.
For Mondays, but great for the other leagues that I'm not against you in.
Yeah,
you'll be challenging at the
VRC.
front end, but
Go for that one.
oh, yes, of course, your VRC league that you've got. So
Me and Master Spread in a direct title fight.
that'll be entertaining on Saturdays, of course. If I need to stop bidding it in my races on Sunday, so yeah, I can't finish a race. That'll be fun on Mondays. But yeah, it's been entertaining to watch. You'll probably have Dan Dan's back next week If not, I'm always happy to fill in and help, because if any race is like that, it'll be entertaining as hell. Thank you all for tuning in. Like I said, you've got Silverstone next week, and I will catch you later.